then kalau kita jatuh sakit, and then we need to go to the hospital ataupun medical center, then you dengar Arab, kadang-kadang very kecoh,
tak faham lah, mesti tak faham je.
And then
doktor jangan cakap hospital. Saya nak beli makanan pun kadang-kadang saya tak pandai bahasa Arab.
Pergi ke Al-Baik lagi that's a war zone, isn't it?
Okey, baik. Assalamualaikum semuanya. Hari ini kita ada tetamu yang sangat istimewa. Beliau adalah seorang ayah yang sangat berpengalaman, dan beliau ada satu expertise yang saya sendiri nak tahu macam-macam dalam bidang ni. Tetapi sebelum kita mulakan, saya nak ucapkan ribuan terima kasih dulu. Kerana apa? Episod ini kita ada penaja. Terima kasih kepada United Overseas Insurance Limited ataupun UOI yang menaja episod ini, dan tahun ini UOI meraihkan 55 tahun di Singapura, dan bersama ST&T International yang telah menyokong para jemaah selama lebih 28 tahun, dan kami cukup besar hati sangat mereka menyokong episod ni. Dan untuk episod ni kami pun ada giveaway sebuah jam tangan Apple Watch untuk pendengar kita. Jadi teruskan menonton untuk mengetahui cara menerima giveaway ini. Jangan ke mana. Baik, Dr. Ammar Ayoob adalah seorang ayah dan doktor yang banyak berpengalaman mengendalikan jemaah haji dan umrah. Selamat datang Dr. Ammar.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Saya bertemu dengan Dr. Ammar dah lama juga, dan bila saya mendengar pengalaman dia, saya kata saya mesti nak kena bawa dia ke dalam podcast Diari Ayah.
Okay. So lepas tu saya nak lari. Saya dengar gitu
Alamak, dia dengar gini dia nak lari. Pasal dia banyak kerja. Banyak kerja. Sebenarnya bila you berkecimpung dalam bidang ni sebenarnya?
Dalam bidang ni, this one I think mungkin Sujimi have to say bidang apa
bidang kedoktoran, dan kemudian you masuk bantu jemaah.
Actually, to be honest saya dari kecil lagi memang ada that interest dari segi kedoktoran, dari segi medicine dan juga aplikasi medicine tersebut itu. Kerana medicine ni kalau kita tengok the idea of medicine itself, which is to treat, it can be quite raw, can be quite dry, but aplikasinya sebagai seorang doktor tu, that's where the art starts to come in.
So the art, okay.
Yeah, of course. So
interesting.
Macam Panadol orang tahu bila sakit makan Panadol, tapi when do you give? Why do you give? Is there anything else that are we missing? Certain red flags when someone would come in with a sakit kepala ataupun headache. So there's a certain art. And then if you find that there's something, a bit that macam boleh kasih satu situasi di mana ada red flag then you rasa khawatir how do you convey that to the patient that I think this is something not so simple yang kita boleh kasih Panadol saja. So there's a certain art to it. So that is ever changing, especially when the whole dynamics of patient demographic change mashallah. So that is quite exciting. So the medicine itself quite dry, but aplikasinya quite interesting. And then just to answer your question dari dulu kecil-kecil lagi, I start to see that nice balance between the art and the medicine itself and the science. And then there's a certain interest dulu, alhamdulillah, when I was young with science. And as I grow older, I told myself, yes, I nak jadi seorang doktor, insyaAllah.
InsyaAllah. Dah jadi pun. Saya nak tanya, masyarakat kita masih takut tak dengan nak jumpa doktor gitu?
I think so Masih Sebab nak kasih free vaksin pun takut juga because they don't see the free, they see the suntikan.
Saya rasa dia takut nak find out something lah. Find out about themselves gitulah.
Correct. And they have this idea kalau saya tak tahu lebih bagus lah. Ignorance is bliss tak payah cari masalah.
Faham.
And they unfortunately they have a certain idea where kalau masalah datang baru saya solve that masalah. So there's a lot of curation rather than prevention. So
but you love this domain ni memang your interest daripada dulu lagi. And then I mean, just to answer the second bidang tu, dari segi pilgrim health, dari segi umrah dan juga hajj, because honestly it's influenced from my father.
And I be very frank with you. What my father is doing, I told my father, I don't think I can do that.
I think mereka nak kena tahu siapa your father ni.
alamak.
Walaupun ada sebut Angullia, tapi mungkin ramai yang mungkin belum pasti.
So
you kenalkanlah your dad.
Diari Ayah.
Diari Ayah kan.
Macam-macam ayah dah dia.
Ayah,
Okay,
betul.
so my father is Haji Ayoob Angullia. He's the founder and managing director of Shaida Travels.
Right.
Which has been around for 43 years already.
Legend tu. Legend.
Alhamdulillah.
I baru jumpa dia tu hari.
Alhamdulillah.
Every time I met your father, and this is consistent, he will always say the same thing which make others happy.
Apa tu?
Dia cakap, I'm so happy to meet you.
Masya Allah.
Gitu je. Every time. Dan kita macam, he's happy to see me.
Everyone will tell me, I hear him first before I see him.
Okay, never thought of that, but that's true. Okay.
So I told my father, actually, I see what you do. I don't think I can do. Because he has his certain style, certain approach, and I'm quite very different from him lah, I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
But I think God is a great planner. And here we are. Ada gabung dari segi kedokteran, medicine dan juga the responsibility that we have for our pilgrims. And I think that kind of trickled from the experience as I grew up. I'm not going to mince my words. It is a privilege to be in that position where you start to see the love and the interest of medicine, and you start to see the situation that you're in. You're influenced by pilgrims, by pilgrim health, pilgrim care, pilgrim travel. And it's only time that it will be amalgam between the two. Dia akan campur between the two. And once they campur between the two, then you're in a very unique position to serve pilgrims that maybe other people may not have that privilege. And when I say privilege, itu dari segi a great responsibility lah. Not as a bangga gitu, nauzubillah, saya tak nak. Tapi dari segi satu amanah yang besar, di mana sekiranya privilege tu diberi untuk saya untuk jaga jemaah sebaik mungkin based on expertise ataupun on my humble experience. I think this is what we can do for pilgrims untuk jemaah. If I don't do that well, then Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala akan tarik itu privilege dan mungkin akan beri kepada orang lain. So we take that very seriously dari segi amanah tersebut itu.
Okay.
I really dabble a bit of philosophy, Masya Allah.
Boleh, dalam podcast ni semua boleh. Saya cuma nak tanya, bawa kita kembali kepada ketika you pertama kali you serve and you berkhidmat kepada jemaah. Apa bezanya dulu dengan sekarang you tengok?
I think ST&T International has been around sudah 28 tahun. Umur saya alhamdulillah belum lagi masuk 40.
Okay, muda
so
lagi
you
lah.
do the maths dia ni kecil-kecil secondary school buka ST&T tak ada. Actually because for my father, he started the business 43 years ago, 43 tahun travel agency-nya. Along the way 28 years ago, 28 tahun lalu, dia ada jemaah yang sakit. Dan jemaah sakit di Saudi Arabia. So senang lah, sakit bawa pergi hospital lah. Tapi then he start to realise, actually tak senang juga. Sakit tu nak kena pergi hospital mana? Dan 28 tahun lalu, hospital di Saudi Arabia, di Arab Saudi bukan macam sekarang. Nak kena pasti apa facility dia yang ada, apa yang mereka boleh bantu, adakah itu hospital ataupun medical center, ataupun itu klinik, poliklinik. Dan dari segi khidmat untuk memberi treatment bukan semua yang sama. So then he start to realise, not so simple. Dan dia bawa pergi kat hospital, alhamdulillah dapat rawatan, tapi jemaah itu harus dievakuasi balik dengan oksigen. Itu lagi masalah lain. Okay,
itu ada cost
ada cost dia,
evakuasi
exactly. Dan dulu insuransi bukan satu perkara di mana kebanyakan orang kalau dia pergi ke luar negeri dia akan fikir. Kebanyakan dulu orang tua-tua kita minta maaf, tawakal. Kalau pergi tu tak apalah, InsyaAllah tak akan ada apa-apa. Which is very different from what we see right now. So he had an issue back then with jemaah dia, a very real issue. Dan and knowing him, kalau dia nak solve the issue, why don't I open up a company, buka syarikat? Sebab dia, kalau saya sebagai syarikat travel agency mendapati satu isu besar untuk memberi rawatan ataupun khidmat rawatan untuk jemaah, apatah lagi kalau travel agency lain, mungkin mereka pun ada masalah tersebut juga. So that's where ST&T actually came up. It came up from that need where we have a problem, a pilgrim health problem, and how do we solve it? And seperti mana Sujimi kata masalah rawatan semua, tapi masalah siapa yang akan bayar, who's going to pay for the cost. So Alhamdulillah, back then he knew someone di UOI, the United Overseas Insurance. We kind of talk about the genesis. Seorang Muslim yang berpangkat di UOI, Puan Farida, dan mereka pun duduk. So my father back then will buka syarikat untuk beri khidmat on the ground service di Saudi Arabia, dan UOI akan beri policy dia untuk buat coverage. So in other words, this then came up that product that is very unique back then in 28 years ago, di mana ada insuransi dan juga servis. And we want to have the service sebab sebagai seorang pelancong, kalau nak pergi pelancong, kalau dikatakan saya nak pergi Bali, saya seorang pelancong, tapi kalau pergi Arab Saudi, saya jemaah, sebab mereka akan menunaikan ibadah. So the expectation a bit different. The anxiety itu agak lain sikit. Kalau masuk hospital tu, dia akan risau, esok saya nak pergi umrah kedua macam mana, saya nak pergi ziarah macam mana. Kalau di Bali, esok mungkin ada snorkeling ke apa, tak apalah, tapi pergi, So the expectation tu lain. Kalau ekspektasinya lain, dia punya amanah pun lain juga kalau memberi khidmat tersebut itu. So that's where we gabungkan to have that service, so that the insurance, the aplikasi insurance tersebut itu, you will feel it, you will benefit from it. So it was 28 years since. Alhamdulillah, when I took over as a managing director, so I was carrying that amanah, go back to the pilgrim. That's why Alhamdulillah, when we, with my team semua, we always say, let's put pilgrims first. Anything that we do, kalau kita ada produk baru ke ataupun SOP baru ke, we have to really think about, does this help the pilgrim? If it helps the pilgrim, okay, let's invest in it, let's work on it. So the need is the same, Sujimi. Last time jaga jemaah, but now cara untuk jaga jemaah tu sudah berlainan dah.
Berbeza. Okay, di sini saya nak dapatkan macam perincian lah, something macam we go a bit more detail gitu. Okay. Kerana bila saya pergi buat umrah DIY, buat sendiri, berbanding dengan kita pergi umrah lah ikut siapa-siapa, ataupun tempoh hari saya dapat undangan pergi buat haji tahun 2022. Yes. Yang pertama sekali saya notice adalah bila kita nampak orang lain sakit. Kita buat, alhamdulillah kita dapat buat, tapi kita juga, saya teringat lagi waktu kita jalan nak melontar jamrah, nak masuk, nak naik bukit tu, nak lontar kan, dia ada macam-macam entrance kan. Kat situ saya nampak ramai rebah, ramai orang rebah. Jadi saya nak tanya, kalau tadi you cakap kan you nak service kan, so dalam keadaan yang macam gini, yang mungkin heat exhaustion ke, perkara yang kecil-kecil gini, macam mana agaknya you boleh berhikmat kepada jemaah?
Correct. So you mentioned Haji. Alhamdulillah, we've been selected by AMTAS, Association of Muslim Travel Agency in Singapore, untuk memberi khidmat tersebut ni. Alhamdulillah, we've been serving Hajj pilgrims ever since lah, for 28 years really. Untuk di situasi tersebut itu, during that time, when there's a lot of movement, mass movement, and if there's any, and the government, the kerajaan di Arab Saudi has done a lot to prevent a stampede situation. Nauzubillah. And during that scenario, if there's any issues, please follow the authorities' instructions. the ASCA instructions, because they're there to ensure safety. Heat exhaustion is quite common that we do see. Dan untuk kita, khidmat kita adalah untuk memberi satu accessibility of care. So part of the service is that we work with private hospitals dan juga medical centers di Arab Saudi, and that gives the accessibility of care for the travel agency that is under us that we work with to bring their jemaah to see a doctor within the facility or around their hotel, for example. Okay. So the issue sometimes we say accessibility of care tak semestinya kalau saya tinggal di hotel dan kesebelahan dia ada rumah sakit ataupun ada hospital, itu kirakan accessibility. Not all the time, sebab kalau anda duduk di fondok, di hotel, and then the hospital is quite close to you, but if you don't have any means to pay or have a service to get your rawatan tersebut itu, walaupun dekat you won't be able to get the service. So what we're trying to do is to reducekan beban dari segi pembayaran. Ini nak kena bayar deposit. Ini kemungkinan ICU case, it will be a lot, and some of the hospitals may ask for deposit.
Dulu.
We will talk. They are our partners. So when they are our partners, they talk to us. So when they talk to us, they always talk about things yang selalu memberi worry to travelers, worry to pilgrim. Do you have insurance or not? Nauzubillah, your mother now is in ICU, and we see cases like this. Your mother is in ICU, the cost will be this much estimated. Are you okay? Do you have insurance? We will take a look at So the family members will feel like, alamak, cost pula. But for ST&T, what we aim is that we will work with the hospitals directly. The hospital will be talking to us. We will talk to them. And we will work with our underwriter, United Overseas Insurance. So it's hospital, ST&T, UOI, working together to take care of the pilgrim. So when they go to the pilgrim, they just, this is your room, this is the doctor, get your treatment. So it's very focused.
Tapi apa beza je, macam sekarang kita travel insurance banyak lah kat luar, and you can buy senang saja kan. And sekarang lagi kalau you pergi umrah, you pakai tourist visa pun boleh buat umrah.
Correct.
Not only umrah punya visa kan.
Correct.
So sekarang dah banyak sangat cara untuk buat umrah. Jadi apa beza ST&T punya insurance yang you berikan ni dengan yang lain kat luar?
If I can say, let's go back to the foundation of it. It is a service with an insurance component. If we look at the insurance component, what is unique for us, sebab kita sudah kerjasama 28 tahun with pilgrims, United Overseas Insurance dah kenal pasti dah jemaah. So all of our plans, even the cheapest of plans, will cover pre-existing. Because I think we know kebanyakan kalau kita pergi buat ibadah umrah ataupun haji, kebanyakan usia lanjut lah, and we want to fulfill the aspiration for them to menunaikan ibadah secara selamat dan tak ada bingung. So if you were to look at our cases, more than 80% of the cases there will be some element of pre-existing, whether it's a high pre-existing or a bit of pre-existing. So untuk elakkan sebarang runsing, we cover pre-existing, and that will give that peace of mind for our customers, for our pilgrims. So that's one. Secondly, and pre-existing, kalau tengok kebanyakan, once you put pre-existing, your insurance from a basic, I want to add on a pre-existing, boom, the premium will go up, because it's considered to be quite a high tier coverage. For us, we put it, that is basic, that is the standard.
That's basic, dengan pre-existing.
So even the cheapest are the pre-existing also, because we believe in the mantra, we believe in the essence of what we're going to do, which is take care of pilgrims. The second part is we partner with private hospitals as well as medical center di Saudi Arabia, di Arab Saudi. Our product is very specific for pilgrims. And what does that translate untuk customer experience? you go to our hospital ataupun medical center, tunjuk card or e-card or app or certificate to know that you are under ST&T International, terus you dapat rawatan. You tak payah tunggu macam deposit or what's your insurance and all these things semua. The private hospitals, we work with them. For some of them, we work for more than 15 years. Dah kena pasti dah. And terus you dapat rawatan. And the other third thing is, we are there on the ground. Kita ada syarikat.
Your wakil semua dekat.
We are there on the ground. Kita ada syarikat di Jeddah, di Saudi Arabia. Alhamdulillah. Our headquarters is in Singapore. And kita ada operational team di Saudi Arabia, di Mekah, Madinah dan juga Jeddah. And these are my staff. They are my boys and girls lah. And we want to maintain that pilgrim first essence from the administration, the finance, the operational side as well on the ground. And as such, all my staff, they can speak Arab, the local language. Mereka boleh berbicara bahasa Inggeris dan juga bahasa Melayu. This is important. Sebab kalau kita tengok kita pergi Arab Saudi we are very anxious about our ibadah. Betul
Betul.
And then kalau kita jatuh sakit and then we need to go to the hospital ataupun medical center, then you dengar Arab, kadang-kadang very kecoh,
tak faham lah, mesti tak faham je.
And then
doktor jangan cakap hospital. Saya nak beli makanan pun kadang saya tak pandai bahasa Arab.
Pergi ke Al-Baik lagi that's a war zone, isn't it?
Nak order makanan pun dah susah, apa lagi hospital. Kita pun
so we have a 24-hour hotline. In fact,
you can call from there lah.
You can message also, WhatsApp. WhatsApp message, say that I don't feel so good, I need to go, I'll be going to this medical center. Then we will meet you there. Then the first thing that my staff will be meeting you is, they will kata, apa khabar cik? Apa khabar Hajah? Tak apa, cik duduk, kita akan bantu. Amidst the chaos, you feel tenang. So we go back to the pilgrim. Kasih diorang tenang. Di Arab headache ni semua, to deal with them all that, we will take it. This is our job. We love it. And so much so that I do have my Arab Saudi Badui staff also, part of my team. So Alhamdulillah, and he's been with us for close to 1.5 to 2 years already. And he's learning Malay sikit-sikit lah. Kita pun dah kasih dia belacan juga, makan sikit sama
orang
belacan.
Arab dia cakap Melayu juga, doktor. Tapi dia cakap sikit-sikit je.
Sikit-sikit je lah.
Yang benda murah.
Ini lain pula.
Yang dia cakap apa tau, tengok dulu, cuci mata. Tengok dulu, cuci mata tau. Saya pun tak tahu nak cuci mata apa kat sini.
Dia nak pakai macam peribahasa gitu.
Itu dia. Okay, I'm trying to understand your service sebenarnya. Okay, let's say I bukan haji lah. Let's say I buat DIY.
Boleh.
You cover kan?
Of course.
You cover kan? And DIY you buat sendiri tau.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah kita dah ada peluang buat DIY. Tak ada mutawif. Kita tak ada mutawif. So how do I get help tu?
So before you berangkat, you can go to our website, buy our product, and or you can buy directly from our website or can call us. And then after purchase, you will get an email. So from the email, it will tell you all the details and how to download our app, how to get the e-card. Basically, we are building rapport, and then from there, you will know about the wording policy and everything all as part of the insurance. And semasa di sana, if there's any issues, call us or SMS or WhatsApp us, and we will attend to you. Simple as that. So let's say you rasa macam tak sedap and you're at so and so hotel, and then you just want to know, alamak, saya ada ST&T I know they have a service but I tak pasti sangat. Just WhatsApp us, we will attend to you, and we will let you know like, okay, this is the closest hotel, closest hospital or medical center. We can meet you there. If there's any issues, call us and we will meet you there, and then we will sort everything out for you. So we make it very simple. And we make it very intuitive, very easy, so that ada masalah, just call us and then we will sort everything out for you, especially for DIY, because I think most of the DIY travelers for pilgrims, they want to have a certain kebebasan. They don't want to be tied down. They don't want to be, saya nak buat ziarah at this time, I want to do ziarah at this time. And sama juga kalau nauzubillah ada masalah, they want to have that, if there's a problem, I know I'm supported. In a way that I want to be supported, rather than, saya nak pergi klinik, I can only go at this time because this is the time that I can only go to. You can go anytime. You can call us or SMS or WhatsApp us anytime, and then we will help you, insyaAllah. Okay. So that kebebasan also still extends towards the service that we provide. But I think more importantly for DIY, it gives the assurance. We have a syarikat di sana. We have, we know the people on the ground. We are on the ground. We are technically locals over there juga. And if there's any issues ke apa, you can call us or WhatsApp us. Kadang-kadang dekat counter pun DIY, just share with you. Okay. Mereka syok beli barang-barang beranak dia punya bag dia.
Luggage
beranak Then they will call us also. Alamak, saya ada masalah lah, ada extra baggage, macam mana?
Itu pun boleh call.
Non-medical kadang-kadang ada call juga. Tak apalah, kita tolong. So alhamdulillah
pasal saya pun memang selalu banyak tambah-tambah beranak.
So call us, then we will see how we can help you. Even though jadi macam non-medical pula, jadi macam kawan pula. So tak apalah.
That's interesting. Apa satu perkara yang jemaah terlepas pandang atau diorang salah faham tentang keselamatan, penjagaan kesihatan di sana, yang betul-betul macam you dengar, actually ni dia salah faham atau dia terlepas pandang gitu?
I think there's a few lah. One, travel insurance is quite important, I would say. It has come to a point where it is absolutely necessary. And then the second thing is, I think travel insurance yang what is best for you, it's also important. We can buy a travel insurance just to fulfill the need or whatever need there is. But kalau travel insurance itu coverage dia tak cukup, or maybe coverage dia tak sesuai, then it becomes quite not useful really when you really need it the most. And I mean, of course, I'm from ST&T lah, and I humbly will share what we can do and what we have offer. And it's based on our 28 years of experience, that we want to make something that is worth it for them. And we take a lot of feedback from Jemaah. Just to share with you, we also cover trip cancellation untuk Ida period juga. So which is quite not...
What does it cover kalau macam Ida punya case?
So let's say kalau ada Ida di mana, let's say the husband passed away, and the wife don't feel comfortable, then they already have a planned journey macam next week ke apa. And because the husband passed away, the wife wants to fulfill the Ida period and doesn't want to travel, dan mereka boleh let us know lah if they buy our insuransi. And then we just need a few documents, and then we will work with United Overseas Insurance to cover that trip cancellation when it comes to Ida.
Ini first time saya dengar. First time. Pasal apa, saya pernah dengar case di mana ada kematian dan takkan diorang nak travel kan, macam enjoy kan dan sebagainya. Nak dapat refund not easy.
Because not many people will understand Ida. So, and let's be honest, United Overseas Insurance is not the first thing you think of when it comes to them understanding Ida. But
they have been with you for
28 years.
A while, so
So in fact, this was actually a feedback from a Jemaah. From our own experience. So when we won't know unless we see a case. So we sat down with UI and we say that actually, if we're going to serve this community, these are some of the specific unique things that we need to know. And I was very heartened to see that UI will be like Ida. Then they Google, it's like that. So it's like that. So
I see.
we really want to make it a very unique product. Back to your question, the other thing, minta maaf because now kedokteran start to come in. We start to see quite a number of pilgrims when they travel, dia terlupa ubat. And I think many people feel that, saya makan ubat macam tersentak insulin ataupun diabetic medicine or hypertension medicine. People sometimes don't realize different countries have different brands. And whatever brands that you use di Singapura mungkin tidak ada di Arab Saudi. Lebih-lebih lagi kalau kita tengok insulin. And this is based on experience. We do have jemaah barang lain semua bawa. Insulin aja lupa. And they use a certain type of insulin, brand dia dan juga dose dia lain yang tak boleh dapat di Arab Saudi. So and they call us. And because we work with our medical partners di sana, we got a endocrinologist to advise the jemaah accordingly, and they managed to get something that is a good alternative. Tapi of course leceh sikit lah, dia nak kena pergi kat doktor tu dapat. So if only, and this is from the jemaah, alamak, if only I remember to bring my own ubat. And we wouldn't have to go through all this. And this is quite common actually. One thing, asal lupa lah, it will never happen to me. Actually, quite common. We do see this quite a lot.
But we only think of maybe chronic ataupun a serious illness when it comes to insurance. Kalau macam kita kalau pergi Mekah, selalunya mesti batuk. Kadang-kadang sampai fever. Nak kena antibiotic and all that. So benda-benda kecil macam ni,
of course. In fact,
no problem kan.
If I can put it, maybe I can share, 70 to 80% of our cases semua is all respiratory related when it comes to claims. And we put it in such a way that we also work with medical centers juga. Dan we work with Abayat Medical Center, for example, di Clock Tower, 11 story. We also work with Care Medical. Care Medical now have ICU beds. Itu berada di Jabal Umar sebelah bin Daud. Bin Daud di hadapan Masjidil Haram yang ada Al-Baik tu. Tapi Al-Baik dia jual nugget je dekat situ. So at that same building pun ada juga. That one is also our partner. You can go there for cough cold runny nose, dapatkan obat dan keluar macam pit stop. Alamak bang, saya tak rasa sedap lah, nak a bit of lozenges lah. Kita ada ST&T. Then you just go there, show your card, cakap ada batuk sikit, then someone will attend to you. Then they check, okay, alhamdulillah, it's nothing in the lungs quite clear, looks like it's upper respiratory tract issue. Then we can give you something so that you can rest and once quickly get well so that you can continue with your ibadah. Ada juga. Kita pun ada jemaah di mana dia rasa sakit dada. Sakit dada can be a lot of things. Can be heart attack, na'uzubillah, or it can be dia makan nasi mandil syok-syok sampai dia heartburn. But you won't know. You will feel it. Betul. So and you want to go to a facility that is able to decipher between the two and able to attend between the two. So we see quite a number of cases di mana jemaah rasa alah ni mungkin heartburn aja lah. Dia pun pergi. Doktor check, buat ECG, alamak ada heart attack lah actually. And luckily you come in early. Right. Then they will do things like PCI, the whole works, angio to treat the patient. And that one will be a bit different really. So expectation of patient, they may think is something small, but if it becomes big, you need to have that support juga.
Alright.
So that's where we will support juga lah.
Okay, lepas ni saya akan berikan butiran untuk mendapatkan giveaway Apple Watch ni. Tapi sebelum tu saya nak tanya Dr. Ammar, do you go on the ground? And I'm sure you do. Dan bila you go on the ground, what is the worst atau really case yang sangat-sangat menyayat hati yang you pernah nampak? And macam mana you overcome that? Lama dia punya pause, maknanya banyak
It's more of we banyak iktibar, I would say. And I think if I can hone in on one case, I will not try to be very specific about the case, but I think it's a learning it's a learning journey lah. A lot of the times yang kita dapati di mana kebanyakan jemaah kita, we have a soft spot for them sebab mereka ada hajat untuk pergi sebagai guest of Allah. sebagai jemaah, dan mereka ingin sangat jumpa Kaabah, buat tawaf, buat sa'i, apatah lagi untuk haji. Dan kebanyakan mereka, they really hone in terms of wanting to go, and they will prepare of wanting to go. And we do have a case where they are departing very soon, but they have a medical condition that may prevent them from not going. And as a result, they choose not to see doctors or to follow up with their,
mungkin
their
khawatir
routine.
tak akan diberikan izin gitu.
Izin itu, because, and we do understand, and unfortunately di sana something happened, and to the extent that dia tak dapat buat tawaf dan sa'i juga. So that really made me think a lot, that maybe sometimes we have to take care of ourselves first. To again, I'm not going to go down into specifics, but something happened di Saudi Arabia, and dia punya hajat dia untuk menunaikan ibadah tu still very strong. And I was there, I sat down with the Jemaah with her, and when she's alone, and she start to realise yang sebab kesakitan dia menghalang dia daripada buat ibadah tersebut itu, she start to blame herself already. There's a certain element of regret, and that regret comes from mungkin saya buat benda yang berdosa dulu, tu sebab Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala is punishing me right now. Wah, it's very raw, no, to hear that. And I mean, insurance and all this aside, it comes to a point where you try your very best to help pilgrims, and you help them, they dapatkan rawatan tersebut itu, but that regret when she say that, it makes you ponder and see, like, we can only do so much, no, sebagai hamba Allah. At the end of the day, ini semua tangan Tuhan. And you may even say that she probably wasn't meant to go. Oh, na'uzubillah, who am I to say that? But it makes you wonder about that, till this day, because if you want to say something very poignant about a case, this has always been at the back of my mind. And she did convey that regret. Maybe I pushed too much to go, and God is teaching me a lesson. I cannot answer her. I say, Puan Haja, saya boleh doakan untuk Haja, but I did mention this to her, that Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala is not in a position to be punished for the sake of punishing. He is not one that is cruel, but one that is merciful. And I think the fact that you are telling me this, that regret has a lot of emotions inside you, He won't give you something that you cannot overcome. Right. And I think sebagai manusia, sebagai hamba Allah, you sometimes need that turning point to have a certain sense of self-reflection. Her self-reflection has influenced my own self-reflection. Wow. Okay. So so that regret, because she probably did something wrong in the past. We are always dosa or something, but the regret that she's pushing forth, knowing that she should have gone for certain medical appointments, but she choose not to because she wants to buat tawaf sa'i, nak pergi Saudi Arabia sebagai jemaah, and she feels that no one can stop me. Before, she told me. But when she was at the hospital bed, unable to do tawaf sa'i, even though she's in Arab Saudi, she start to realize that she is actually helpless. And to the rida, that I'm in Arab Saudi now. I work so hard. I choose not to go for any of the medical appointments. And now saya di Arab Saudi ni. Kaabah kat situ saja. But I cannot do. So that conveyance of regret and helplessness, she start to realize that, okay, sometimes if in life, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And I think that is such a poignant moment for me. Even now, I'm still grappling about it as well.
Okay, very interesting you paparkan kes ni, kerana selalunya bila kita dapat undangan kita dapat undangan, memang betul kita menjadi macam Allah punya VVIP ke sana dan kita rasa everything is going to be okay, which is a good attitude. Saya pun macam gitu juga. Allah akan jaga kita. Tetapi kalau kita dah tahu yang kita ada penyakit yang mungkin boleh memudaratkan, what is your nasihat untuk golongan yang macam ni?
This is my humble advice. Even though I'm in the business of taking care of pilgrims, I'm in the business of we cover pre-existing and all this, I can come out as a salesman and say, don't worry, come to us, we take care of you. But that's being very irresponsible. There's a certain element that we have to be a bit more responsible. This is where the doctor brain starts to come in, and mix with the business brain a bit. And I think if I can give that advice, always have the hajat to be the guest of Allah di Arab Saudi untuk menunaikan ibadah. But if you feel that this year for whatever reason that you couldn't go, either because of social reasons or either because of medical reasons, and this is based on my humble experience working with pilgrims in their most vulnerable state, sort out those issues first. Sort out especially I would say, we see in medical cases, if you know that you're not fit to travel, don't push it. Take care of yourself. Sebab kita tak nak satu keadaan di mana kita push, kita tak dapat buat tawaf, tak dapat buat sa'i ataupun haji, buat jamrah semua. And you're not able to do Hajj and Umrah is a physical ibadah. You're not able to do it. Then you don't get it. But if you tell yourself, okay, I think I have a certain condition that needs to go through surgery, so inshallah I can become better. You have an end point. You have a purpose. Then I will quit smoking, cut down on it, so that when I do tawaf, saya boleh baca Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah. A bit more gust, a bit more tak payah mencungap. And then I can say with tears down my eyes and concentrate on my doa. Instead of concentrating on my breathing, for example, or semput. I think that purpose itself, I think that is a very humble journey to be taken with, and to me that is ibadah already. That you buat ni kerana Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, you buat ni kerana I want to be in the best state to do a physical ibadah such as Umrah or Hajj. And there's nothing wrong to say that I want to do that. In fact, I will celebrate it as well. And I do have some of my own patients, because I'm still working as a doctor juga, who I know from their journey, Dr. Ammar, saya nak pergi Umrah next year. I think I want to quit smoking sekarang. I say good. So you cut down, we do this, we do that. And then lepas dia pergi Umrah, because I know they will take their meningococcal vaccine, so I know they're going to go soon. And then bila diorang balik, they say, I'm still an ex-smoker. I say good, excellent. So if you take that journey and you put all these elements inside, rather than rush to it, I think it will be much more meaningful. But again, who am I to say? At the end of the day, this is just a humble advice based on my experience working with pilgrims, especially when they're there. That would be my advice. My humble advice.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, baik. Ni dah tiba masanya doktor kita. Saya nak kasih orang giveaway, boleh tak?
Boleh. Boleh. Kita belum lagi cakap pasal saya bahasa
belum lagi.
Ayah
ada banyak lagi.
Diari Ayah tak ada ayah.
Selepas ni saya nak sambung kalau you nak tahu lebih banyak tentang Dr. Ammar. Tapi bagi mereka yang sedang menonton dan kalau you nak menang Apple Watch, okay. Pertama sekali saya nak ucapkan terima kasih sekali lagi kepada UI kerana menaja episod ni, dan sebagai sebahagian daripada sambutan ulang tahun yang ke-55 UI, dan dengan kerjasama ST&T International selama 28 tahun. Jadi kita ni adalah Apple Watch ni satu Series 11 punya, okay, bernilai hampir $600. Mahal juga. Dan untuk
Series 11, they've been very long. Masya Allah. I didn't know they were
599 mahal tahun ni. Untuk seorang pendengar, dan caranya mudah. First, you mesti ikut akaun saya, Sujimi Muhammad. Ikut Dr. Ammar punya akaun. You ada akaun personal tak nak? ST&T lah.
Yeah, that's why when you say you want to do Diari Ayah, nak lari.
Okay, jangan ikut akaun personal dia.
ST&T International.
Okay, so ikut akaun saya, akaun ST&T International, follow United Overseas Insurance. Kemudian kongsikan di ruang komen. Saya ada satu soalan. You kongsi your pengalaman secara peribadi. Apa makna umrah bagi anda? Letak kat situ, komen apa saja, kasihlah feeling-feeling sikit. Kerana umrah ni ibadah yang sangat besar. Dan komen dengan bilangan likes yang tertinggi menjelang 16 hari bulan Mac nanti, insyaAllah jam 12 malam gitu akan memenangi peraduan ini. Dan dia punya pengumuman akan diberikan di halaman Instagram UOI. Jadi kami akan menandakan ST&T International serta saya. Kita semua akan tengok, kita akan pantau. Jadi sebelum kita nak tahu lebih lanjut tentang Dr. Ammar punya sejarah sebagai ayah ni, you have been to Umrah, you have been to Haji. Apa makna itu bagi diri you? Sekarang I dah tanya diorang kan tadi. I nak tanya you.
Makna pasal apa?
Makna bagi personal diri you. Makna umrah. Kasih contoh sikit. Jadi diorang boleh tulis.
So now I'm answering the question.
Now you are answering. Pasal you dah buat you have witnessed so many pun.
Quite interesting. Maybe I will just say, I think the issue with working as a service provider for Hajj and Umrah, we tend to kind of treat Hajj and Umrah like a job gitu. Nauzubillah. It becomes very routine. It's like, Ramadan, after this we have to prepare this. Then nak kena berangkat untuk Hajj. Kita buat Haji Tamatuk for most of the officials. Then Umrah dulu. Then we will sit down with our team, go through, see the hospitals, gini. This how many days before Arafah we're going to do this. We're going to meet with the medical team and all these things. And then Arafah wukuf, let's check the list, inpatient, all these things. Tapi ni we are very routine. And I always tell my staff, when you feel your routine, I try to just get up, you have to go to the mosque, just do a bit of self-reflection. Because it becomes Umrah becomes a job. When it becomes a job, then you take things for granted. Then you start to forget the meaning of why pilgrims go do ibadah. So, when we do our job, it's quite easily, senang untuk tengok kerja ni sebagai kerja. Banyak rutin yang kita harus buat, dan we unfortunately for the workers, sometimes we tend to lose the meaning of Umrah. We tend to lose the meaning of actually it is a spiritual journey, because it's very routine. Sekarang peak period, we have more cases, kita jumpa pergi kat hospital, ada evacuation or whatever. So the meaning for me has become a bit of work. But because of that work, we start to see different stories of different Jemaah in their most vulnerable state. To the extent I do have some stories from some Jemaah, they will share with my staff, because my staff will be there. They will see the Jemaah almost every day di hospital. Kadang-kadang Jemaah nak Milo, kita pun bawa lah. Of course, tanya doktor dululah, boleh kasih Milo ke tak. And during their Milo sessions for one of the Jemaah, she will say, nak tahu ke tak, is a 70 plus year old coming because of pneumonia during Umrah. Saya suka Milo sebab it teaches me back in my old days, where I will keep duit dalam Milo tin untuk pergi haji.
Wow.
So it is small moments that we start to realize, this is not a work already, from the routine. Okay, Jemaah nak ni, we buat ni, we call this, we call finance or whatever, or call UOI, okay, we have to discuss a case. Then it becomes very human. So I think for Umrah, the meaning for me has become into such a personal journey for each and every one. And for me especially, it has become into a point where I need to take a break from the humdrum of work. I'm still working as a doctor. I'm a family physician working in a private clinic, and I do ST&T as well. I always tell people I do it as a pastime. It's a big pastime. But then I start to realize, yes, do the work, but when you go Umrah or go Hajj, you have to take that moment to self-reflect, to kind of take a break. Because when we become very routine in our lives, kadang-kadang nak sembahyang tahajud, it becomes a chore, na'uzubillah. Nak sembahyang witir, alah, leceh, na'uzubillah. So, just get out from that routine, plonk yourself, be in the masjid just for half a day, and then you start to tell yourself, okay, this is it. This is what it means. Yeah. So, lepas Hajj, I always have this routine di mana di Madinah, kita pergi Mekah dulu, lepas tu Madinah. Di Madinah, di Masjid Nabawi, and my staff will know this. There was one particular day where they try not to call me lah. That's the day I will be at the back, tadarus, just to be your self-reflection. Kalau nak nangis, nangis lah. You self-reflect.
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, it is Umrah to me, it's a personal, selfish moment where it's just, I can actively, physically just be me and God. Itu saja.
Okay.
Even though if it's just a few minutes, tak apa. It's just such a precious time. Something that I look forward to, mashallah. And hopefully all the Jemaah will look forward to.
Inshallah. So I've seen you, I've heard from you sekarang, your work and how you approach your work and your Jemaah. Macam mana you kat rumah dengan your children? How are you? You got 3 children kan?
Ada 3.
3 anak kan? A 10-year-old. Tadi you bilang kan?
My firstborn.
And the second one is?
8 years old.
8 and then the last one 2.
2. Okay. 2.5-ish.
How are you at home as a father?
Are
you the garang type ataupun?
Actually, I would like to see myself as the garang type, but my wife would say otherwise. She's the garang type.
So you're the one who macam you play with the kids.
Yes. I be the one where, let's say, kalau my firstborn, because sometimes you were, okay, I like to play games, console games. Jonathan.
Jonathan masuk.
From UOI. So, I like to play games. Okay. I have a PS5 dekat rumah. Do a bit of PC gaming back in the days, but sekarang tak ada time.
Okay.
So I kind of, when I got 2 boys, right, or my firstborn, one boy, I was telling myself, I mesti share. So my firstborn, we play games together. In fact, when I first got my firstborn, I was still a junior doctor dekat SGH, a resident doctor in internal medicine. So I don't usually see my son often. I mean, the hours are long to the extent that sometimes isteri saya pukul 2 ke lunchtime, dia akan datang ke SGH bawa anak saya, umur dia cuma 1 years old, and then dia akan kata, itu bapa awak. Oh, duduk dengan dia, makan. Then I will makan cepat, then I have to rush back up.
I see.
Just to, sebab the hours are quite long, and when you're on call lagi, sometimes you tak jumpa, and then bila balik you tidur habis lah, you know. Orang kata tidur mati lah, you know.
So your children nampak you in your work setting aja time tu?
Time tu of course not in the actual wards itself lah. Kita akan I will go down dekat SGH kan, ada this like the fountain area, garden. Di situ I will have my quick lunch lah. Selalunya
macam
roti.
Visiting hours
lah. Orang visit kesian orang visitation, isteri saya, anak saya visit saya. So just to, because my wife not takut but rather just to don't want a scenario di mana anak saya, because I'm too busy, right, will kind of lose the touch. Right. So when I went into private as a family physician, and I'm still working as a family physician, I have a bit more time. I would like more time, of course, but a bit more time untuk firstborn saya, and that's where I start to macam play games. We do online games, and that's where I start to kind of teach him, you know, the etiquette of online gaming, what to look out for. Because for me, I feel that if you say, gaming is bad, don't let them play. They will play somehow or other with their friends, not within your control or your observation. So I would rather introduce him, and he likes it. And sometimes he games better than me, so that's good. And so I teach him certain etiquette. When you hear certain words that's wrong, this is how you respond by not responding. Don't get involved in all this. This is the right etiquette. If you're doing, sometimes you do like multiplayer online gaming. There's a certain non-verbal rule. You tak boleh join a certain game, main. Then halfway through, saya quit lah. Sudah, cannot. You have to finish the game. You have to respect the rules. You have to respect the time of others. Walaupun itu gaming juga. So and it's quite well known when you do multiplayer games. Kebanyakan kalau anda keluar mendadak gitu, ada macam penalty lepas tu. Then they will say, you 5 minutes you can't join any lobby games or whatever. So that's where I teach him. You see, so certain consequences because you don't follow certain rules or etiquette. And if you win like MVP ke apa, then don't get it over your head. Learn from others. So there are certain multiplayer games that you do that have certain rules that you can learn from others.
Okay. So gaming, you are the teaching moments lah. Teachable moments lah for him.
Of course. Then I would join him lah. Yeah.
Macam mana you discipline anak-anak? Are you like what you said your father, di mana you hear him first before you see him?
No. Tak ada.
Very different.
Different. So I think discipline. My wife is a disciplinarian. She's very firm. I thought I'm a firm person, but when my kids kadang-kadang, just to share with you, Cik Sujimi, my wife, kalau let's say my son like did not do the homework or something lah, and then kena punishment, and then punishment dia kata, okay, no games for you this weekend.
That means this for you too.
Me juga. So I'm like, alamak. Then I will go to my son, why you do that? Come on. Baba, don't have time. No, I got meetings on Saturday. Sunday is the only time. If not, next 2 weeks, I won't have time. And then he be like,
man.
So it really cuts deep. Then I tak boleh masuk and say, cannot lah, daddy pass you or whatever. You don't care.
Yes.
That's a big no. So that disappointment, I would like to assume, runs deep because now you're taking away time from me. But it's gaming time. Doesn't mean no time with Baba lah. So we do other things. Okay. So that's where we do like maths problems or whatsoever lah.
Oh no more games. So you see 2 in 1 The wife discipline the child. The husband also kena discipline
juga.
Okay. We have some time. I thought I nak share dengan para penonton the most important advice. Kita tahulah ramai di luar sana yang nak pergi, sekarang dah trending doktor.
Okay.
Trending buat umrah DIY.
Sure.
Saya pun terikut lah. Tapi saya pasti ada banyak cara, checklist yang orang tu mesti buat, jemaah tu mesti lakukan. Boleh tak you share your checklist untuk mereka semua?
Of course. The first checklist, beli ST&T lah.
Of course.
Okay, but on
beli
a more
insurance.
serious,
The first mesti beli insurance lah. I nak kena point pada dia.
And of course, I mean, but on a more serious note, vaccination. I cannot emphasize the importance of vaccination. Because a lot of my patients saya buat vaksin ni sebab nak dapat visa ni. Then sometimes I will explain to them, okay, that's good, but this vaccine you ambil is actually because of this reason, because of that reason. Flu vaccine, why? Every year, best to take once, especially those above 65 years old, especially those yang ada chronic disease. If you're part of Healthier SG, can be subsidized heavily or free. Take the opportunity. And if you take the opportunity sebab nak pergi umrah, alhamdulillah, that's another reason to go.
Okay.
So meningococcal also. Why? Because it's the meningitis belt dekat sana. The risk is high. And I think then I would take time to kind of explain that I've seen back in my days, 2 cases of meningitis case that end up in ICU. Back in my days when I was a training doctor. One case is enough to have that really imprint in your mind how much of a serious disease meningitis can be. And if there's a vaccination to prevent it, why not? So that's one.
So vaccination at least 2 lah tadi.
Flu vaccine, your meningococcal. Of course, if I can go a bit more detail, will be COVID-19 vaccine juga.
But COVID is not compulsory kan? For you to
yes,
get
but it's good to take it at least to update yourself once a year.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, I think majority, we have more than 90% of our Singapore population that has at least 3 of the primary series.
Okay.
But we do emphasize those young, highly vulnerable elderly folks with chronic disease, please take to update yourself. Because we do see COVID-19 cases di Saudi Arabia. We do see them. In fact, we do evacuation and repatriation of cases of COVID-19 menggunakan oxygen that we help untuk jemaah and they are COVID-19 positive. Dan Alhamdulillah, UOI, Pilgrims First, they have COVID-19 vaccine special extension that is COVID-19 specific dalam produk kita. Yang paling murah, yang paling mahal, semua ada. Termasuk sekali juga. What it means is that, let's say, nauzubillah patah tangan, they will take a certain sub-limit. But on that same trip, you kena COVID-19, they don't take from that same sub-limit, they take from another special extension COVID-19 limit. So dia tak ada macam beban lah. It's more, your coverage is extensive. That's the idea. Right. So all this is to elakkan bingung dan risau. So that's one. If I can talk about vaccine very quickly, another one is pneumococcal for those especially above 65 years old. Ni dah jadi macam Healthy SG punya talk pula.
What does it? How does it help?
So pneumococcal, main thing is to prevent pneumococcus infection which can affect the lungs. And we do see such cases of pneumonia as well. So especially the elderly folks. Majority of the cases that require evacuation, repatriation are within the 65 years and above range as well. And they do have chronic illness macam diabetes, cholesterol issues, hypertension, or they are asthmatic. Please have that to protect yourself. That's one. Dan kedua, ubat mesti ada. Please, I cannot emphasize. If you're taking chronic conditions, please take your ubat sekali. Make sure you have enough supply. Kalau boleh, dia punya supply jangan taruh dalam beg besar. Kalau boleh kiasu sikit lah. Some beg besar, some beg tangan. Kalau boleh.
That's what I do, doktor.
Good.
I buat macam tu. Hand carry mesti ada.
Mesti ada. And then third thing is do research on the weather of Arab Saudi. People sometimes, especially first timer DIY, they tend to forget di bulan Disember Madinah sejuk.
Betul.
5 degrees.
Yes.
So can go lower than that malam also. So we don't imagine saya nak kena bawa macam long john ke or something a bit tebal ke to Arab Saudi. Because we always dengar panas. Tapi you have to do your research when you're going, especially December peak period. We do have sometimes some jemaah also WhatsApp us alamak saya tak tahu sejuk ada tempat nak beli ke tak barang-barang. And then we advise them also lah mana nak beli. But it's always good to have that preparation. And then the fourth thing is, I mean from a DIY perspective, make sure you do your preparation in terms of your planning from start to end. Very important. And it's always good to have a friend over there. Kalau tak ada friend, buat friend dengan ST&T. Masya Allah. Apa-apa pun kita boleh tolong insyaAllah.
Thank you so much. Ini banyak sangat info lah. Benda ni, dan selalunya kita macam mungkin meremehkan beberapa persediaan. Kita jangan, kalau nak buat sendiri tak ada orang lain jaga tau kat sana. Jadi kalau you nak ambil insurance, you boleh mendekati ST&T International dan mereka boleh bantu.
Can I just jump in? I know we are talking about a lot about DIY. But ST&T, alhamdulillah, remember the genesis of it, it's because of to solve a problem. Alhamdulillah, di Singapura we have quite a number of travel agency that we work with directly. So package mereka termasuk ST&T service juga di dalam.
That means for normal leisure travel.
No, for Umrah package.
Umrah package.
So we have selected few of the travel agency agencies. We have over 40. So very simple. Ask your travel agent, ST&T ada kat dalam ke tak, inside your package. And we have quite a number of travel agencies out there that have our service termasuk di dalamnya sekali. And during that kind of scenario, we work with the travel agencies to solve pilgrims issues. Masya Allah.
Baik, dia macam beli komputer lah, ada Intel kat dalam tak? So nak pergi umrah, ada ST&T tak kat dalam? Macam tu. Baik, Dr. Ammar, terima kasih banyak-banyak kerana sudi bersama saya dalam podcast Diari Ayah.
Thank you so much.
Saya rasa ini sangat membantu.
Masya Allah.
Membantu ramai yang nak buat jemaah. Jemaah ni, ibadah ni sangat penting, tapi kita punya persediaan juga sama penting. Jadi dari Dr. Ammar, saya sendiri, UI dan ST&T, kami nak ucapkan anda selamat menjalani ibadah puasa. Dan kepada seluruh masyarakat Islam yang sedang bersama kami, semoga bulan ini membawa barakah, ketenangan, dan kita sama-sama mendapat keampunan daripada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala untuk anda sekeluarga. Jadi terima kasih dan bantu kita like and share, dan jangan lupa tadi kita nak giveaway. You dah tahu dia punya mechanicsnya, you cuma nak letak kat komen tu apa makna umrah bagi anda, tapi you mesti ikut saya, ST&T International, UI. Okay, dan kita akan berikan dia punya keputusan insyaAllah 16 hari bulan Mac nanti. Jadi like and share semuanya, dan kita jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.